one question that I really stood out to me that I really wanted to ask you after reading was Bradman is so much better compared to his peers than any other player in history. And I was just thinking about it and I was like, has that happened in other sports? And what's the reason for him being that much better? I just couldn't put my finger on it. I was wondering whether you'd thought about it and
Thought about it a
come to a
lot.
conclusion.
I suppose there are great other athletes. I suppose you would put the and I've always forget his name. Is it Jangir Khan, the squash player, would be a perfect example of someone else who was absolutely miles ahead of anyone else. I don't think Jordan was, if you look at basketball. I don't think Muhammad Ali was as a boxer. So I don't think there really are many others. And, that we quite often get it in women's sport, but like for a brief, like 2 or 3 year period where they're like 60% better than everyone else, but it's very rare that it's over the entire length of the career the way that Bradman did it. I mean, Serena Williams is probably in any conversation that you would have about this as well. But yeah, he still sticks out. I think amongst even outliers, great outliers in sport, I still think he sticks out. I never really came up with a definitive list of kind of what all the different skills that you need in batting were. Then I had a bit of an unofficial one going through my head all the way. And I don't think there are many things that Bradman wasn't elite in. So he was elite in patience, but he was elite in strike rotation, right? He was elite in finding gaps, but he was also elite in waiting for the right ball to play. He could play on both sides of the wicket. He could play in front of the wicket. He could play behind the wicket. He was incredibly quick in getting into position, but he also played the ball really late. Like, he was a brilliant runner between wickets when in an era that people just weren't brilliant runners between wickets. Like, you go back and you have a look and he's seeing the game so differently to everyone else that I wouldn't say he was elite in every single batting category ever, because power's probably one that he didn't have, right? But he could still score really quickly and he could still smack the ball, right? And so his ability to stay one step ahead of law changes and, bowling changes and everything else is unlike anything we have ever seen before. So I do believe, with all that being said, that, yeah, that is what it is. He probably had a couple of skills that he was the best at all time in, but maybe he's in the top 5 or top 10 for like 15 or 16 different skills.